Welcome to the Sana Project, where we take you well beyond our everyday skin clinic practices and give you insights to our philosophy. This collaborative podcast is hosted by our team and guest experts in various fields. So let us take you to Skinfinity and beyond, where we will be covering topics on skin, internal health, mind, soul, energy, life, and integrated practices. Our hope is to spark thoughts that resonate and serve you to make conscious choices to live your best life. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it.
He's always behind.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Sana Project. Today I've got a lovely client of ours, Emma, with us today. So Emma has been seeing us for quite a while now. Just sort of coming in for like the odd facial here and there. But it wasn't until probably around the last year maybe that we sort of started ramping things up. So yeah, we've just been so inspired by her and she's just got so many cool things to say. So we really wanted to have her on the podcast.
Thank you.
So yeah, let's get into it, I suppose. Let's talk about your skin and just when did your acne occur? How has your skin sort of been growing up? Just all of that. Give us like a rough timeline.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I would say from a very young age. So I remember maybe grade 5 or 6 sneaking into mum's bedroom into her makeup bag before I went to school, putting on some concealer and things like that because I was self-conscious back then. So growing up, my mum herself had acne growing up, so she was always with a face full of makeup, and that's kind of what I thought I had to do as well. And then going through the teenage years, hormones impacted it greatly. And I found myself wearing more and more makeup as I got older and older. And then things settled down. I went on the pill at a young age and that helped a little bit. But it was always kind of there. And then I remember when I became a mum, once again, hormones, my skin was much more inflamed through that, and it's kind of just never gone away since then. I think given the last couple of years with COVID and all the added stresses that have been going on, that was a big factor. But yeah, always kind of had it and just kind of dealt with it by using lots of different products and a lot of makeup as well. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. So something you've had like you've just been dealing with for quite a while, but then kind of post pregnancy, it's just sort of flared up more. Yeah. So I guess that's probably sort of when you sort of started seeing us like kind of down the line a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been working on your struggles with acne here in clinic. And then there was one day that you came in and you mentioned that you had a visit to your GP.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a bit about that and what that was all about?
Yeah, at the start of last year, I think it was, I said to myself, this year, my resolution, I'm going to fix my skin. I'm going to invest in it. I'm going to fix it. And I came in here and the one thing that you girls all said to me at the start was, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I saw that happen. And I remember I went to, it was like your skin cancer check that you have every single year. And I'd put it off for the last few years. So I was already a bit anxious going in. And obviously when you're there, you have to have nothing on your skin. It's quite a vulnerable experience. And I remember sitting there and they're checking my arms and they got up to my face and the comments that they made were full on. They were like, what's happened here? Have you had this checked out before? This is really bad. Like a lot of negative language in regards to my acne, and it wasn't really good that day either. And I knew that myself, and I was very taken aback by what they were saying. And I knew how much time and effort I'd put into coming in here and my diet and seeing the naturopath and everything. I thought it was better, and it was, but having those comments, it just threw me into a bit of a spin. So after my check, they sat me down and said, what are you going to do about your skin? And I said, I'm doing this. And they go, no, that's not going to work. And I went, And in that moment, I was like, I think they're right. You know, I did feel, in hindsight's a beautiful thing, I did feel like I was backed into a corner, and they offered me to go on antibiotics. I was very much against that, and I said something along the lines of, no, I don't want to go on Roaccutane, like I don't want to do it. And they go, no, this is something that's not as bad as that, but you can't do this, you can't do that. And I went, oh, okay, yep. So I took the prescription. They prescribed me a cream as well, and I think I emailed you girls straight away, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I've done. I felt like I was cheating on you, you know what I mean? It was really hard because I was kind of in a position where, yes, things weren't progressing as much as I wanted them to, and the comments that were given just really hit my confidence. And so, yeah, I thought I'll give it a go on a 3-month trial, and very thankfully I was supported by all of you guys in here as well when I did that. So, yeah.
Yeah. So what was sort of your thought process? Because I know just by knowing you that again wasn't something that you really would have wanted, and going into that appointment, that wasn't something that you were going to talk about at all.
Not at all.
So yeah, what kind of ran through your head when you were sitting there? Obviously it was happening very quickly when they're like, oh, take this. Were you like asking a lot of questions, or were you just sort of like, okay, I've just got to do it?
Yeah, I'm usually one who asks questions, and I didn't. I was like, yep, okay, yep, can I get that today? Okay, where do I get it from? Oh, you just go get it from the chemist. Okay, no worries. And I remember getting into the car and speaking to my partner and going, this has happened. And, at this point he was very supportive and was happy for me to do whatever I needed to do. But he did say, he goes, should you speak to those skin girls? And I was like, yeah, I think I will. And yeah, you were nothing but supportive, and finding out that other therapists here had also had a similar journey, that made me feel so much better. And speaking to Emily, she was very supportive as well. So yeah, it was hard, but I am glad I did it, because it did give me a bit of a push in the right direction. But then things started to fall into place naturally as well.
Yeah, I think that's another kind of big one. Like those antibiotics and creams, they are right for some people, not right for everyone. Yeah. So it is just about that education and just getting advice with it all. But yeah, I remember when you came in after that, like you'd sent the email first and you came in and you felt so guilty. You were like, and you were kind of like shying away. Normally you're like pretty confident, outgoing.
I felt like I cheated. Yeah, absolutely.
How did you sort of overcome that?
I think obviously conversations with you guys straight away, you made me feel better straight away. But I think knowing that this was just something else I was trying, and I wasn't stopping anything else that I was doing here. I was still doing all my products. I still could use my products, which I was really happy about as well. I wasn't sure if I had to stop everything. So yeah, I think I just had to keep telling myself, like, this is another thing. There's people who have done it. It's been successful. I just need to be patient. And yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, I think, again, it's just really important to be open and transparent with us. Like, we're not here to judge, so we just want to help. So if that is a decision, we obviously want to support that. And just make it all kind of work as easy and seamlessly as it can. And yeah, just with the products, we did have to sort of tweak them a little bit to adjust your skin. But you mentioned that you were already seeing our naturopath. So now that you were taking the antibiotics and like the prescription cream and everything, did anything in your treatment plan with her need adjusting as well?
She was really good at recommending probiotics for me to take, and they did help a lot, because I did see some side effects with the antibiotics very quickly. So yeah, she was very supportive of that, as well as, we did some extra blood work. We looked at my iron levels, which has also been a contributing factor to my acne as well. So she was fantastic. It was very knowledgeable. So it was really nice to know I could turn to her as well.
Yeah, she's great. Like no matter what you say, she's got something she can tell you about.
Yes, it's amazing. I love seeing her.
So this is something that you've obviously dealt with for quite a while. Can you think of, like, have there been any sacrifices or anything along the way that you've had to make to sort of help your skin?
Yeah, I think yes and no. Like, it is quite easy. I think my diet was a big one, and realizing that I am triggered by things like dairy, alcohol, which I'm not a big drinker, but still it is something I always have in the back of my mind now, that, if you're going to do that, you're going to have bad skin, the following week kind of thing. But no, like, I don't think I've had to. It's been an investment that I've been willing to make. But in terms of sacrifices, I don't believe I've really had to sacrifice anything. It has been quite an easy transition in regards to how I use the products and then how I've slightly changed my diet to support my skin.
Yeah, cool. So it's something that I have found just amazing about you, which is something that I really want to talk about today as well, is that you sort of made a commitment to yourself to wear less makeup. And yeah, just from our conversations in clinic, I think all of us here have sort of tried to implement that a little bit as well where we can. So yeah, what was your thought process around that? What made you decide, okay, I'm just going to stop wearing makeup or wear it like way less?
Yeah, well, as I said before, like it's something I've always gone to help, I guess, cover up or boost my confidence when it comes to my skin. And yeah, I think this is just another step in my journey. I think starting the school year, brand new, I'm a teacher, so I'm in front of people all day long, and you know, kids can be very honest. And so, you know, I thought this is a new year, new me. But I found that when I was wearing makeup, and then having to take it off, I would find that my skin would be quite reactive to that as well. So during the school holidays, didn't wear any makeup that whole time, and my skin was the best it'd been. And I thought, okay, I'm going to run with this. And so, yeah, first day of school, I had absolutely no makeup on, which I'd never done before. And yeah, no one even noticed. So, you know, it was really good. The kids didn't mention anything. Yeah, no one said, I don't know what I thought people were going to say, but it was a big step for me. And yeah, haven't looked back since. So yeah.
I know. Oh, I'm so proud of you. That just makes me smile every time you mention that, because that's huge, right?
Massive, yeah.
Yeah,
massive.
for someone who's had acne for like a significant portion of your life. And yeah, as you said, makeup is something that you've turned to kind of conceal it and everything, to just be like, no, I've got to do this. And especially, as a teacher, because like you said, kids can be mean and just point out all sorts of things.
They're very honest. I love them, but they are very honest. Yeah.
So along the way, have there been any like little comments at all, or has it been pretty all right?
They'll say things because my skin gets quite red sometimes, and they'll be like, oh, are you hot, or you're really red, or what's that on your face? And I'll be like, oh, it's a pimple. Okay, my mum gets those. Like, they don't really elaborate on it at all, and they just go on with their day. So I don't know what I was always so concerned about or worried about. They just see me as a person. So
but also that's cute that they're like, oh, my mum has that, or someone else. So it's just like a normal thing.
Exactly right.
Like, that's right. A lot of people do have it. So
yeah, exactly.
That's cool. That's something you can just kind of slide in there with the kids as well.
Yeah.
And then, how has your mentality changed just overall? Because that's a big change that you've had just in general.
I knew that I had to really change like my stress levels. I know that's another contributing factor, and we're surrounded by stress. Everybody has different levels of stress for different reasons. My job is probably where most of my stress comes from, but I'm also building a house and planning a wedding. So there's a lot going on at the moment. So I think my mental health is always been really important to me, and I know that is a trigger for my skin. If I'm not feeling good, I don't look good. Yep. So I think my mentality around my skin has changed a lot because I don't care as much. Like I used to really, that was the be all and end all, and I don't worry about it too much. I think, well, this is me, and, you know, I have 2 young daughters too, so I'm trying to constantly think about the kind of person that I want them to grow up and be, and I want them to be secure in themselves. So yeah, I think I've really changed quite a lot, and obviously seeing the results in my skin now, that makes things a lot easier also. Seeing the light a little bit at the end of the tunnel. So yeah, no, my mentality and my mental health in regards to my skin has, done a complete U-turn, I would have to say. So it's very positive vibes,
And if you ever come across or see anyone, or it comes up in conversation, is there anything you wish you knew just growing up about acne, or anything in general, or if there's any advice you could give to someone potentially going through a similar thing, or say if your daughters, if they develop a bit of acne, what would you say to them?
I think getting professional advice is the first thing I would say to people. You know, there's so much out there, way more than there was when I was younger, that any child or person can access and think, oh, that sounds good. I'm going to try that. I really hope that my children especially feel comfortable to come talk to me about it. And then we do really seek that more professional help than just, whatever we see at the chemist or whatever's on special at Woolworths. I really want them to be educated. I've learned a lot in this past year. I think just asking the question, asking to help, whether it is through a GP or it is through, a skin therapist. Yeah, I think just seeking that professional help first and then going from there.
Yeah, for sure. Because there is so much out there, it can be quite overwhelming. So at least, if anything, just for that to kind of steer someone in the right direction, that's something that we like to advise as well.
Yes, absolutely.
But we all just love this commitment that you've made to yourself, and even just like seeing your own personal growth every time that you come in. It's amazing. And as I said, it's something that we all like to try and implement. Like we'll have days where we come in without makeup or very minimal. And like we might still come in feeling a little bit self-conscious, but at the end of the day, we're like, no, this is normal. Yeah. Everyone has it. And it just kind of encourages us to push ourselves that little bit more as well.
Yeah. So, that's lovely. Yeah, that's good. It's definitely really changed my outlook on everything. So yeah, I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, no, you're definitely one of our really inspiring clients that we've had.
Thank you.
Yeah, we just kind of hope that if there are any listeners out there can, maybe take something on board, try and challenge themselves a little bit as well. But at the end of the day, just embrace who you are and the skin that you're in. Of course, we can always, make improvements and stuff like that. But just love yourself because,
love the skin you're in. I love that. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you for being on our podcast today. That's pretty much wraps things up. But thank you so much for all of your advice and insight.
Thank you so much.
If you enjoyed this episode, share it with your friends and get involved in our socials to help shape the topics on this podcast. We'd love to meet you. You can simply book from our webpage or reach out. We are here to help.